Richard Carlton here. Welcome to another awesome day of FileMaker training. I'm showing my screen, Margaret. If you could make me full screen, that would be super awesome.
You are right there.
So welcome to FMTrain.tv, where every day we're doing great FileMaker training. We've got quite the team here doing lots of different things in different directions. So a quick update on the upcoming broadcast schedule. Today you got day 2 of Nick. Tomorrow it's myself and Calvin Moseyman on an open Q&A on FileMaker. So that'll be kind of a decidedly open Q&A on topics, probably not so much server related. We can handle some of that, but for kind of server Q&A, we bring in Jacob Taylor. Claris has also published some guidelines and some IT-oriented information to help FileMaker developers and consultants work with IT departments. And that was something they hatched yesterday, kind of out of the blue, kind of like, you hear this popping sound, and it's like suddenly, it's like the stork and shows up with babies, right? And you're, hey, surprise, you have a baby. It's 9 pounds, right? And you're like, I didn't know I was pregnant, right? So Claris was pregnant and gave birth yesterday to some information, some good information. Jacob and I are going to review it. We'll be bringing it to you live in a future live stream. Monday, Monkey Bread solution going on. Customize your solutions with the Monkey Bread plugin. I'm not sure what that's about. I will try to be around for that if possible. I've been doing a lot of personally a lot of Monkey Bread programming lately. And as we interact with Christian, or my team does, we find bugs, we give it to him, and he fixes it, which is really great. So very responsive to bug fixes. I really like that about Christian Schmidt. Wednesday next week, Nick is going to be discussing relationships and how your relationship with your spouse may or may not be working well. He's going to provide some counseling on that, right? And so that's good. Very exciting there. He'll be doing some counseling on that. And then we have Super Optima Deluxe Pro Grade Optimization of Auto Enter versus Calculations. And that's a day, another day. Margaret, are these both day 3s on different topics? Is that what this is?
Yes.
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 Okay,
we can get into a story about it, but I don't figure you want to get. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess those are 2 different days back to back, which are closing out other conversations going on. So real quick update on FM Starting Point. So every Tuesday and Thursday, I have been having meetings. In fact, we're starting to update the page here. FM Starting Point 2022. And as most of you know, Nick here is fantastic. He's been working to develop really advanced features in Starting Point. However, a lot of you are not Nick level developers. I'm not even really a Nick level developer. And so I need something that's substantially simpler to understand and simpler to train. When you're training someone to be a pilot, the first aircraft they fly is not an F-22 Raptor, but that's Nick. Nick had built an F-22 Raptor, and he says, "You want to learn to fly?" And he says it with his accent. "Do you want to fly and not to be, scramble your ravioli, right? Here's an F-22. It is an abomination if you don't fly an F-22." As a professional flight instructor, I can tell you that we're not going to teach you how to fly your first aircraft as an F-22. We're going to teach you in a little putt-putt Cessna 172, putt. But our Cessna 172 is brand new, out of the factory with brand new paint, very beautiful, very modern glass cockpit. And so you're going to be very happy to fly that. And then once you learn how to fly the 172, then we can move you up to an intermediate aircraft. And then after that, we can move you up to the F-22. So very, very, very exciting on that side. So that's what's going on. So we're close on the brand new 172 for everyone. It's the paint's done. It's done. We're actually pressing the buttons to make sure they're not broken. Once we've done that, we will start a public beta on it. People are emailing me literally every day. "Hey, Richard, you promised us a bunch of free. Where's our free?" And I get that. I understand that. And I did promise you free coming. I always make good on my promises. In most cases. That's an oxymoron. Larry the Marine is there. We're hoping Larry can take a certification test. About the certification test. If you want us to do a kind of a review of that for you, we can help you with that. But it's a lot for Larry. It's a lot of rote memorization. I know as you get older in life, it's harder for me to memorize stuff. I do have flashcards. When I say make a flashcard and I make the little flashcard sound in the video, I eat my own dog food. What I tell you to do is what I do. Will it work for you? No, but I'm not the guy, I'm not like a politician says, do what I say, not what I do. I do what I say. I eat my own dog food. So there you go. So Ruben's there, Lynn's there, Scott's there, Schmiegel's there. Nick Hunter, what are you doing today?
I don't know what I'm doing. No, I know. So thank you for the great presentation, and it's nice to see you, by the way. So don't forget me next week. So I'm coming back next week.
Yeah, I got to pick Nick up at the airport, or we're just going to abandon him at San Jose or San Francisco International.
San Francisco, yes, yeah. I'm at SF4 at 10 a.m. So today we're going to day 2 under this awesome relationship kind of topic, right? So yesterday I went a little bit basic, and I did that on purpose because I want to make sure that we cover the basic of the relationship. But I'm not going to continue to explain the basic, because we have a lot of webinars talking about how the relationship panel works, how the relationship maps works, and we have plenty, and you have plenty of information like this on the internet. Let's talk about what you don't know, okay? And let's talk about what you don't see anywhere, okay? So this is what interests you.
So I'm going to cut you out. I'm going to go work on starting point. You keep going, Nick, okay?
Okay, no problem. Thank you. And so we are going to talk about what you don't see anywhere, right? So I want to share my screen right quick. Okay, I'm going to share desktop 2. Okay, I'm going to move this. Okay, is it okay, Marge?
Yes, it absolutely is.
Okay, so yesterday we saw, the basic, how the relationship works. You have an ID. We saw the UUID, we saw all of this. So, and I told you that not using other than UUIDs and stuff. So we know all of this, and we saw that we have different, 2 different accounts with 2 different ID related to a different set of records, related records based on that ID. But what you don't know is how we can use relationship to much more than this. Okay. First, you need to know that relationship works perfectly well with global fields. Okay, so why we need to, what the benefit of using global fields in a relationship? Okay, is because you can use relationship for more than just showing you related records. You can use in kind of a search feature, okay? And I want to show you this, okay? So let's say I have a global field, I have a global field here where I can put my account. So let's say we can call that, it's a global field, let's call that relationship filter, okay? For example. Relationship. Oh, what happened to me? So small. Relationship filter. Okay. So we have this, right? So we have it's a global field. It's a text field to global. So you all know what the global is. It's a field that is available on all records. Okay. So it's not whatever you're going to put in that field will be available on all the records, right? It's flat. It's a flat field. Okay. So we go there and we say, okay, I want to use that global field. So we have a relationship here based. You have the account table here with the global, right? And here we have the contact table, right? And I have 2 fields here, but let's start with 1 field. Okay. So I have whatever the global field here related to the IDF accounts, with the foreign key of the accounts in the foreign key of the account in the contact table, right? So it is the field. So for the people jumping right now, it's this field, right? It's a field where I have all the IDs. Let me do this. That was yesterday, the test. So it's the field where I have the IDs, right, of the account here right? So I have I have two accounts. Right? I have two accounts here. So I have first account, second account, and those are the people related. Okay. So what happens when I use one field, one global field, right? And I copy the ID of an account and I paste it here. So what happened here? It happened this. So I have the relationship working. Okay. So I have a relationship that works based on the global field as a parent key and related to the foreign key of the data I'm going to put there. But what happens if I'm going to the second? You see, this relationship now works on all the record because I'm using a global, right? So the global field, the data is available on all. The data are available on all the records, right? So what happens if I'm pasting a second ID here? So I have two IDs in the same field. So I have the ID of the first account and the ID of the second account. What happened here? It happened this. Boom. Ha. So now I have, right? I'm adding to the relationship. So it's kind of for and. It's this and this, okay? Is this and this, right? It's two. What happens if I'm creating a new one, right? I'm creating a new account, right? I call it Nick, and here I'm putting Marge, and I'm putting Jacob and Christian, and my friend Danielle, whatever. Okay, so I'm putting those people here, right? So I have a new account. So what happened when I copied that account, right? And I go there and I'm pasting this now. Boom. So now I'm adding and adding and adding and adding things, right? Right? So this is good to know because it is the way we use to do super fast search capabilities. So here I used here the IDF, the foreign key of the account, right? So you understand now that if I remove this guy, if I remove this, boom, I remove this. And if I remove this from the global, if I remove this, it removed, right? So you are adding into a value. So it's a value. That's why you need to know what the value is. Value is whatever you put there and you put there, right? And you put there, right? So whatever. Oh, I put two times the same. Copy this and this. See, you add to your relationship, like this. So now, I want to. Do we have any questions so far? No questions.
From Moki, I think FM defaults to get UUID number.
Yeah, I mean because during the demonstration yesterday, I changed the UUID number is better to use Okay, let's rephrase. Yesterday I explained in the table where you have a lot of records. We call a lot of records when you start to have more than 10,000 records. This is a lot of records. Okay? So when you have a table where you have more than 10,000 records, it's better to use UUID numbers instead of UUIDs because of the index. You are stressing much less the index doing this, okay? So that's why. But anyway, whatever you want to use is good. So, but you need to use a UUID, whatever it's number or not. And so you understand now that you can add things like this. So how this could be useful to me, okay? how this could be useful to me. For this reason, let's say I want, I want to go to contact. I want a contact layout. So let's create a new contact layout. Okay, contact search. Okay, let's call it search. Contact search. Okay, and I am here, right? And I want a new occurrence for this, and I'm going to call it contact search. Okay. Okay. So I'm there. My layout is on contact search, right? And I'm dragging here. I want the ID contact, the first name, last name, the city, and the creation date, right? Let's do this. And I want the ID contact here. Okay. So this is what I want. And I'm going to put this. Remember yesterday I told you, you go there and you put as entered, and then you can see. Okay. So I have this. I have 14 guys here. 14. Let's say I want to create a very powerful search tool. I want to be able, right, to search, and I want to be able to do what we call the transfer of found set. So what it is, a transfer of found set, we are transforming, okay, a search into a relationship. So let me explain. I want to be able to search something, right? And I want to be able to reuse that search, right? And to take this search out and move it to another layout. Okay. So let me explain. For example, I want to search everybody that is in Santa Clara. Okay, I have 4 people, those people, and I want to be able to create a relationship. I want to be able to retrieve those information, right, using a relationship. So how I'm doing this? First, we need to transfer a found set. So that I'm going to explain to you how it works, because it's a way to use relationship, right, in order to do a search, right? So I want to transfer this search into a relationship. What I'm doing first here, I'm creating a list of contact IDs. A list of what it is a summary field, and I use a list of ID contacts. So I'm going to take all the contacts, all the IDs, the unique IDs. I'm going to build a list. The advantage of this, the list of, is that it is found set related. So let me explain. This is my summary field. It's a summary field. I have 4 guys here, 4. I have four records. Here I have the 4 IDs of that 4 records. 50, see here, we have 506 first. Then we have free ADF. Then we have 8935, and we have B4771, B471. So we have those 4 records. If I'm showing all, I have all of them. Okay. So if I'm searching for Santa Clara, okay, I have only the 4 in Santa Clara. So the list of will give me the list of whatever field I'm pointing to. Here, here, I'm pointing to the ID contact. So this will return the list of the ID contact. Not only this list here is found set based. So yeah, it is following the found set, but it is also following the search. See, if I change the search here, it changed this too. So now the first one, it's B471. It changed. Okay, if I changed the sort again, if I unsort, for example, boom, it changed it again. Right. So the list of is, well, it's based on the font set and based on the sort order. Very important to know that. So now that I have this, I search for Santa Clara, right? I can go to this, for example, this place here, and I can have another layout. Let's build another layout, okay? And it's another contact, contact results, okay? Contact results is based on contact, okay? So I want the first name, last name, right? And now I want to be able to transform, to retrieve my font set that I searched for. I searched for this. I searched for those records. I want to be able to use that list to retrieve my contacts in another table, in another layout. Okay? So what do I do here? Relationship, we can search, we can have a relationship to the same table. Let me explain. I want to be able to have a relationship between the contact table to the same table based on the field. Okay? So let's say, let me build it and you will understand what I'm going to do. I want a global field, okay? So based on the same technique I used at the beginning, I want a global field, okay? And I want to call it contact filter, okay? Contact filter. It's a global field, and I put that field in the contact table. So, right? Let's create a new. I am in the contact here, contact filter. I'm in the contact, I'm here, and I want to make a relationship. So I have duplicates. See, I duplicate this. You can duplicate. See, you have a duplicate. That's why you have the duplicate, what's the name? You have a duplicate kind of a feature here, because you can duplicate this. That means it is the same table, but now, and I'm going to call it contact self join, because this is a name, this is a terminology. This is a self-joint relationship, okay? So that means I am linking one occurrence pointing to the contact table to another occurrence pointing to the contact table as well. But here what I'm going to do, I am going to link the global field, right, to the ID contact, right? I'm going to link those two. So why I'm doing this? Let's say I'm going to my contact result here, right? And I'm going to drag my global filter. Let me organize this here, because I want to make sure that we can see so I have, this is a global field, right? And I have in the same table, and I have a link that is linked to that field is linked to that ID. Okay? ID. So that field here is linked to that field on the same table, contact. So what happened now, right? If let's say I have a script on server, I have a script on server that goes there, search for Santa Clara, right? Collect the IDs of all the contacts in Santa Clara, go there, paste this here, and now, let's say I want, let's do that better, to see all my contacts. Hold on, I think I'm not in a good, yeah, I need to be in the contact filter, okay? And now, okay, so I want to see the first name, last name, okay? Here. So, thanks to my system here, the relationship, okay, I can go somewhere, do a search using a classic search capabilities, okay, collect the IDs, right, and then put those IDs in a global field, and now I have the list of my record, of my ID, of my contacts, right? So let's check if it's true, okay? If I go there, those were the names. So I had I had Nick Hunter, then I had Rick Carlton, then I had Marge, right? Oh no, sorry, I need to Santa Clara. Okay, so I had Nick Hunter first, I had Rick, I had Sherlock Holmes, and I had Alfred Hitchcock. The four. Okay, they're the four guys. If I change, I said, oh, I don't want Santa Clara, I want Fairfield. Okay, so now I have 3 people here, 3. So let's say I'm collecting those 3 IDs and I paste there. Now I have 3 people. So now, what happens if I do this? I'm looking for the 4 people of Santa Clara, and I'm adding those 4 people to the 3 people in Fairfield. Boom, right? Let's check if it's true, if he did the job I asked to do. Okay, it did. I have the people in Santa Clara, I have the people in Fairfield, right? See? So, and you can add and add and add and add. So now, how I can, because this is a list in the portal, but let's say now I don't want the list in the portal. I want, right, to get, and the city. I want to get the record. I want to be able to use that list and to select here those records. So let's say I'm removing, I want only the 3 people, right? I want those 3 people here. I want to select those 3 people. You use go to related record. Okay? Go to related record. Remember, so I'm starting from this here, and I want to go to the self-join using the current layout, and then show only the record, the related record. So that's why we have the current layout possibility here, because there's no other way to use a self relationship and go to the current layout, because you use the current layout because you go from the same table, from one table to the same table, self-join, using a relationship. So here, I think when you will see the result, you will understand what's going on. Remember, I have my relationship is from my relationship is from this table here, this field, and this field. So now I put 3 values in this field, and I'm using the go to read record. Look here, what happened here, right? Boom. I have 3 records. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right? And let's see if it's true. Let's see if it's true. That were the people in Fairfield. Okay? So I have the first was Marge. The second was Arthur. And the third one, Agatha Christie. So I can now transform a search. I can say, I don't know, I want, Santa Clara, right? I can search for something by a date, a name, whatever. Select the IDs, go somewhere else, paste this, and retrieve my records. Now it's Santa Clara, right? So this technique here, we call that transfer of found set. Transforming a found set into a relationship. So that means I search, because there's no way, so because let's say you want to do a search on server. So you have a perform script on server, So perform script on server is working like this. You perform script on server. Let's say you have pesos, okay? And you have a new script called search contacts. Okay? So this perform script on server says perform script on server search contact, okay? And search contact say, go to layout, contact search, right? Perform find. Oh, perform find. And you say, you want to search in contact search, you want to search city with Santa, for example, okay? Right? So you perform the search, but now this is happening on the server, right? So how you can, from the server, take it back to the, to your computer, the clients, right? So this is how you do. You perform on the server, and then you said exit, right? Scripts. And here, you are in the layout, you are in the search. So you said you want to take on this table, take the list of the contact. You remember the list of the summary field? So you exit the scripts with this. And here, you said perform that on the server. Okay? So that will be perform on server. And the result, you said set field, the global field you just created here in the contact results. Right? Where's the contact results? You can see. Where it is? What is the table on this one? I don't remember. Contact filter. So you put this you put the results of that script, you put it here. So you put here, get script results. Right? So here how it works. You go on the server, you do your search, whatever you want. You exit the script, right? You exit the script with the list of whatever this will return, okay? This is how you do. You go and you exit the script and you point to the whatever you want. Here, I want that list here. Right? And then in your pieces here, after this, you say, okay, set this field with the results of that script, right? And then you say, go to relate record, right? Go to relate record, set join, current layout, show only record. So let's demonstrate this without the perform script on server because I am on local. But it's easy because I can show you how to make a lack in the server, but not in the server. You do a new layout, a new window into the same layout, right? Then you say perform script, not on server, search, right? And then you say close window. So this will be exactly like perform script on server. Okay, that is a way to debug a perform script on server. Okay, so what do I want to do? So let's say I have this. So let's close this. I'm here, right? And I want to find the people in Santa Clara on server. So let's debug this. So we launch the script. The script goes on server. So this is on server. Perform my scripts. Perform. See, it performed. I found the server found 4 records. Right. I exit scripts. So I'm exiting the script. So if you go and you go there and you said get script results, you see the 4 IDs, right? So the servers go, so whatever I need to perform on server is okay. I did my job. The server did the job. The server searched for whatever I want to search. It gave me the 4 ID. So now I can set my global with the 4 ID and say, go to related record on the self-joined relationship here, and boom, right? I have my 4 records. So this is how you can use relationship, to do a search, to convert a search into another search. Right? I mean, let's say you have a super complicated search that you want to do. You want the power of the server, right? And then you want just to see the results, right? And this is technically used. So do we have any questions, Marge? Because I don't have I forgot my iPad, so I don't have I don't have Discord. I can see.
No, you're good. There's been a lot of commentary, but I haven't. There's kind of like some earlier questions which I can go back and grab, but they're
go ahead.
Okay. So if we go scroll all the way back up here, if I use the UUID number in a text field or number field, is it the same performance?
Yeah. The UUID number, text field or number field. It's better to use a number field if you are in the UUID number. Okay, if you use UUID number, it's better to put that field a number. It's better. It's an indexing purpose. Okay, it's an index matter. It will be faster for FileMaker to do the index on this. That's it. Otherwise, doesn't matter.
How do record IDs fit into this discussion on UUIDs? Because record IDs don't change.
Yeah, okay. So I understand, but it don't change, but you can have the record ID is table-based. Okay. So the record ID, yeah, but you can have 2 records with the same ID on 2 tables.
Well, that's interesting. I had no idea.
Okay, so it's the record ID is not unique. It's unique on that table, but not unique in the world. This will be unique in the world. This in the entire universe is unique. You won't have two FileMaker with the same ID. You know what I mean?
Yes. Hopefully that answers your question,
Yeah.
Ken. Thanks. Good distinction. It did. David Angel, you can use error script if can't find request on server.
Yes. Okay. So, can you repeat the question? Can you use error scripts?
Can you use an error script if it can't find the request on server?
Oh, yeah, of course. Okay, that's a good question. It's a little bit off topic, but we have time. So, okay. Let's say here, I have an error. Okay. So you perform find it, doesn't find it. Here, my technique, I'm setting a variable and I call that error. And this variable is get last error. Okay. So I perform this and I'm collecting in a variable the last error. And I'm saying, okay, here, if, okay, I have an error, if error, then I want to know what the error is. Otherwise, I want this. So, what this does, I'm saying, I'm performing the find, I'm collecting the error, right? Okay, so why I'm doing this? Why I could have said get last error, but on debug purposes, for debug purposes and stuff like that, and sometimes you have other things going on after, you know, you can have whatever you want here, you know, it's so you can have multiple things after, and then you have this, okay? So the good practice is to set the variable with the error, okay? So now, let's say I'm making on purpose, okay, no? So I'm doing this. So you won't find anything, right? So now, so he said an error, right? Here, I have an error. So it will return an error here. So let's see what's going on. How it does. So let's go there. I'm launching the script. It go on the server. Of course, I have an error, 4.1. He said this, so now I have. So that's what I'm saying. You know, for debug purposes, you know the errors. If you don't do this, you have no idea the error unless you look for the, you know, here. And then you said this, close, set, he said 4.1, right? So now you can, you can debug now. You know that you know a problem happened here, right? So you know something happened, 4.1, right? You understand? So it helps you to debug. Of course, you can do this. You can return. This is, by the way, this is a way. Exit script is where you return something from one script to another one. Okay. So when you exit the script, this is what you get. This is what you send when you exit, and this is what you use to get the script results. Right. So far, so good. Do we have another question?
I don't think so. Okay, actually, wait, there's one real quick. Hold on, it got lost in the thing. In FM19, you can just type the uppercase letters of most stuff and pull it up faster. Is this faster than doing locally?
I didn't get the question, so can you repeat?
I don't totally understand it myself. Must you retype that? Or were you referring to something specific that I missed? Those are two different. Okay, that would be why I'm confused. What was you had a question about something being faster than doing it locally? What specifically were you referring to? Find. Whatever find.
Okay, find on. Okay, perform a find on server is 2 billion times faster than local. That's it. That's why we use that technique. You do the find in what's the name in the server, right? So here, if I do the test, if I'm sharing that file and I'm doing the test, I won't find any difference. But let's say you have 2 million records, and you want to do a find on 5 or 6 records, 5 or 6 fields, and you want to do something complicated, right? Is because the server is going to do that for you, super optimized, right? And when your local computer, we just do the the perform, the go to record, and that's it, right? So it will be way faster that way. The search will be instant instead of staying in your computer like 10 minutes, right? It's this technique here. It's the technique of advanced search, but you understand that you needed to learn this technique here in order to understand the mechanism. You needed to understand that you can, in a global, you can put many IDs like this and add and add and add and add and add. Okay? You understand? It's adding, add. But now, so now you know how transfer of fund set works. Okay? So you need to learn the PSOS, how PSOS works, but it was for me a great opportunity to do a PSOS super simple. PSOS, you go to the layout you want to search, you perform the search, you catch the error if you want, you exit, right? And then after, when you perform the script on server, you take whatever the script result is, and you set the field, the global that you use for a filter, and then you said go to a record to the same table, the self-joint table. Okay, super. It's basic, right? So very simple to do that. Of course, you need to have the wait for completion on. If you do this, you lose track. If you do this, the get script result won't work, and you won't be able to catch this. Okay, very important. This needs to be on, wait for completion, in order to get the script result. Otherwise, there's no way it can, because you keep, when you do this, you are out of control. You launch this and back. There's no way. Yeah, there's no link between that script and that one. There's no link anymore. This is keeping the link. Right? So that was okay. So now I want to show you something, because now we learn how to add, how to add multiple values into the relationship, and we saw that we can add, and it's adding on the list. It's piling, right? It's piling things, right? So now I want to show you something that cool. Okay. Let's say now I have this relationship. This is the relationship where I am in, right? So let's move this. I'm here. This here is this relationship. Okay. Let's say now, because I know many of you doesn't know that, this field here is related to this one, and is related to this one too. So the same global has two predicates. This here, the name of this is a predicate. Okay. So now we have a multi-predicate what's the name? Relationship. And here is where I want to take some time to slow down to make sure that you guys understand what's going on here. Because the terminology is a little bit confusing. That's why it's important to learn the terminology. Occurrence, relationship, right? Occurrence here, and now we have predicate, okay. And I said, the same field here, has two predicate, two destination. Okay. So what happened here? Boom. It breaks things. But what happened here if I do this? Because remember, this now, see, has two relationship, ID and CD, right? Okay. So what happened if I'm doing this? Oops. Boom. Aha. So based on this, let's say I want only this. I have none. So here, because on this one, Santa Clara only doesn't work. Why? Because I need those two to match this. This two needs to match something here. And here, I don't have ID. So the field ID doesn't work. It's not, So let's say if I'm doing this, do I have? Yeah. I have two people in Santa Clara in that account. So you understand what's going on here? Is pointing to two things. First, so now we need to have additional info. I want the account name. Okay. But I don't have the account name here. Why? Account name, and this is a city. Okay. I don't know why the account name is not working. But anyway, because let's go there, contacts. Maybe I need to update. Maybe the account name doesn't. Account name. Maybe I need to. Hold on. Account name. Where's the account name? Oh yeah, I forgot to do this. So let's go. This is the classic tier to account, and I want the name. Boom, 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 boom. So just for the demo, here show the ID of the account, and relookup. Boom, boom. Okay. So now I have the account. So on RC Consulting, I have two contacts in Santa Clara. If I'm putting Fairfield, I have one guy. Now, what happens if I'm doing this? Aha. See, it's piling, but pointing on two fields. So now, what happens if I'm doing this? If I'm adding another ID. Boom. So now it's pointing on two accounts, on two, what's the name? Cities. So now what happens if I'm removing Santa Clara? Okay. Boom. What happens if I'm, so I have RC Consulting and Acme. And what happens if I'm, I have lots also. Okay. Boom. Change. So now you understand the power of this. And also what you understand, you don't need to have multiple field here as a primary key on the global, because you can add multiple value and point to this, right? So, for example, you can add multiple whatever, right? You can add multiple the date. You can have the month. Let's add the month, for example. So I want here month add. you know. So now, let's make sure that the month is working here. Normally it should. Let me see. Do I have the current month? Not everywhere. So month, let me see the month. Month name, okay, creation date. So let's update this, creation date, okay. So now I have the month. Okay, so now I want, I don't know, April. I have none. So let's have one that, okay, January. I want January. January. Oh, haha. Let's say I'm putting another one. Let's say city. I'm putting this April. I'm putting this in Los Osos as well. Okay. And I'm putting April. But I need to put this. Let me create a new account. This one in Los Osos and here. Okay, April is here. So let's say let's call, I don't know, give me a name. What your browser name? Or your mom name? Dana.
Yep, that works.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. So we have Dana couple because it's on April. If I remove April, boom. So you understand how freaking powerful this is, because you can have a super filter based on multiple things. So you put this in one field, bam, 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 and you have one relationship doing that for you, right? And also, what will put your, like you said, your father says, your ravioli, will explode your ravioli, is that you can do this on server. Because sometimes relationship can be slow, right? So you can go on server, do this. Let's say I'm doing this. I go on server. I'm putting this on server to get the list of this. So now you have two ways to get the list of ID. Remember, on the search here, you use the list of, the summary. But when you are using relationship, here we have a relationship here. So you use this technique, you use this way when you are in a relationship. List of contact multiple, and you want the contact ID. This is the contact IDs. This is the contact ID of those 4 guys. So let's try if it's true. So I'm pasting this here. Let's say I use the relationship technique to do the filtering on server, right? And then I'm step back using the perform script on server technique, and then go to the record. Boom. 4 people. And let's see if it's true. Let's see if it's true. This filter find me Jacob, Christian, William, and Dana. Jacob, Christian, William, and Dana. So you can do this, right? So you can use relationship in a complete unusual way that I don't see you will find any demonstration on the internet about this. That you can use relationship to do something crazy like this, right? So you understand that how freaking powerful the relationship is. It's, to me, it's incredible. I don't know you guys, but to me, it's incredible because it is intelligent enough on 3 fields to detect that I want April and January on the month, but this is on the ID, and this is on the city. And you don't have to do anything. Just you dump everything you need in one field and ciao, everything fine. Everything works, right? So it's extremely, extremely powerful. And can you imagine? Okay, field. Can we imagine just for fun? I want to do this search, right? With using this. Go ahead. You have 1 week to come and to do something like this. You want on 2 cities, 2 IDs, and 2 months. Oh, and you want to be able to say, by the way, I want May, I want June, you understand? And, right, you want to be able to do something else, but we are going to that for a sneak peek for next week, is to say, yes, I want this, but I don't want those months. I don't want those months. You understand? So it will remove, not showing. So that for next week.
Okay.
And we are going to do crazy things with the dates, and we are going to use, because remember, all those webinars are webinars following a logic. So you need to learn the list of values. You need to learn the Boolean. You need to learn the perform script on server. You need to learn many techniques like this. The auto entry calculation, you remember the list? This one. You need to learn all of these things in order to come here and to understand how all those things works together, right? But the relationship is by far what the most powerful feature in the FileMaker world. By far, there's nothing more powerful than the relationship in FileMaker, and that's the proof. That is the definitely proof, because if you want to do something like this using a perform find, you're in big trouble. You have a perform find that's crazy. You have a constraint, and because you cannot do perform find on 2. It won't work. You understand? It won't work. Perform find on 2 items, it won't work. So you need to do two finds, right? This and this, and you need to use this. You need to perform find on 1 city, and then you need to extend, right, the found set on another city. But whatever, if I have 3 cities, 4 cities, 10 cities, 15 cities, how you do? How you do? You do 15 times this, right? It's a nightmare. So if we don't have any questions, we go.
We do have 3, unfortunately.
Oh, cool.
So we gotta. Sorry, I gotta stop you on that real quick. First question. If we want to auto-enter data into a field based on this found set global relationship, should we use lookup or auto-enter calculations?
If you are, just repeat me.
No, you're good. If we want to auto-enter data into a field based on this found set global relationship, should we use lookup or auto-enter calculations?
No, you cannot use a lookup. You need to use auto-entry. So because you can do, you can, because the lookup based on what? Because actually none of them. I don't think I understood the context on this. Because it's the idea here was to go to the server, so another machine completely disconnected from the current one, do something and take it back on the script results. So you don't need to you set a field, right? So, but auto entry calculation, it's the relookup is also only if you have a straight relationship, straight one, and you want to make sure that when you do a relookup, relookup, you get that field, only that field update. Okay, only the field that only the field that are related to the ID you want to relookup. Right? You want to relookup this. The auto entry calculation is different. And I'm going to talk about this in the future. We have a webinar on auto entry calculation, so I will talk about that. But this is a little bit off topic. So, what's the second question?
The second question is, where is it? Is there a way to script the edit relationship so you can change the relationship depending on how many fields you want to join?
Yeah, actually, no, you cannot do this. So, because you have one here, because you need to have, if you have a relationship like this, you must have data in this one that will match one of those, right? You must have at least one ID, one city, and 1 month. If it's missing, if one is missing, like if you go there and you say you have no cities, nothing works. So you need to have at least one city working to get something, right? Or if you don't have no month don't work. You need at least to have 1 month that work, right? So you need to, for that relationship to work, you need to have one matching data here, matching data here, matching data here. Otherwise, you need the free to work. We have technique to, and that in the next webinar of this topic, we have technique to make sure that if one is missing, it's not a big deal, But I will show you that in the future. So what's the third question?
The third question is, okay, so questions keep disappearing and reappearing, but we're putting, so we have to make relationship pairs for every combination of criteria we want to search on.
Repeat, please.
So we have to make relationship pairs for every combination of criteria we want to search on.
Combination. I don't understand the combination.
Combination of criteria. So elaborate real quick, Moki.
Yeah, it's in that, okay, like I said, in that type of relationship here, right? When you have one here and you have three like this, I said you need to have at least one working, If you add, so the beauty of this, if you add stuff like this, it won't matter. If you have things not, like for example, December, I don't have December. If it doesn't care, it will ignore. But you need to have at least 1 month working. Otherwise, it's not okay.
He did elaborate a bit. He's like, so one for city and month.
Oh, yeah, okay. So that is, so the next time I'm going to show you how to do this. How to have one relationship like this, and that works only, and that will still work, even if you said January, it will work. That's a way to do that.
Got it. Okay.
Now it doesn't. But you have a way to do that it will work.
So basically, there is a way to do it, so you only have one. But Nick is coming back to talk about that. So you got a 2
Yeah,
seconds.
because it's 4:11.
Yeah, no, you gotta go. No, I'm just letting people come back. We always love seeing you, but come back. Okay. With that being said, I think we're good. Thank you so much, Nick. This is fantastic as
Yeah,
always.
yeah. And people, let me know if you, because it's complicated. Okay, we are talking about complicated things, completely undocumented. Okay, that you don't see that anywhere, so it's difficult to establish the base. You know, I understand at the beginning. You know, it's difficult to, but after that, when you see the thing going, you understand what's going on. But it's totally, completely undocumented, right? And that was the problem. But I hope you understand. And but you know, if you didn't, please come back, write on Discord, and next week we will talk about more.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much. We look forward to having you back again, Nick.
Okay, thank you.
Music. Bye.
Bye.
Got a report of an individual up here who may be a FileMaker license. Well, it's potentially expired. Look at the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir!